Your girl hama hama where the sun don't shine. Pack it up, pack it in, it's pizza time. Krispy Kreme, jolly green mean. Trans take offense cause breasts are obscene. Sensitive crime boss rejects the Kirsche. Everybody's Hitler when nobody hears ya. Another pronoun don't know their gender. Brain on puree setting in a blender. Seethe over jokes, beg for cancellation. Only real women manage menstruation. VTubia obliterate cancel culture. Vice he she bones picked by vultures. Gay woke slop development arrested. Brace for Chrono Odyssey's prompt beta testing. Silver Palace tides annihilation. Azor Primeia Western cremation. Mech Break defying fate. Vindictus yummy in my tummy like koala eucalyptus. Crimson Desert Stellar Blade on PC. Flowtopia Halo MCC. Bungie run a marathon without Cortana. You hoping we buy it but I say nobody wanna. Learn a hard lesson when your deep throat agenda. Only big titty bring out the big spender. Hello, beta testers. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're ready for games to return to being escapes instead of lectures from socially inexperienced activists who have existed for many years but never lived. The escape entertainment that you pay for should meet a certain standard, and for me, the bar is just above vomit. And since that's what woke games seem to need Western slop to be these days, I'll be avoiding it until a time when some heterosexuals are put back in charge. I recognize many people have reservations with gacha games, and rightfully so, but no one is telling you to wail out like some Nintendo fanboy, and as a person who recognizes the potency of gaming as an outlet, and probably fight harder than most people you know on this channel against entities in the industry to catalog, entertain, and eradicate this cancer, allow me to eloquently articulate that people escape to de-stress, to unwind, to relax. Not every game needs to be a turn your brain off experience, but to briefly put it in terms I think most people can understand. As universally despised as The Big Bang Theory or TikTok may be, with us understanding its brain rot potential, they still dominate. Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon ran for 12 and 7 seasons respectively, and it's because people were given what they wanted. At the moment, millions are made monthly by giving people the cute, sexy, cool, and fun escapes that they deserve, instead of the ugly, formulaic, sanitized diversity lectures that they're calling entertainment that are losing these companies billions, and rightfully so. The bar is so low you could put on a show with puppets, a mask, and some VTubers in your bedroom and raise the kind of audience overnight that an old school documentary might refer to as a cult. And if you dared to establish a compound, they'd be at your fucking door like Waco. And boy, does it make the alphabet entities jealous, because that's attention they wish that they had. They might come after you the way they're going after Kirsche right now for telling a joke. What's crazy is they had government backing, infinite funding, everything and everyone on their side, and they still couldn't force their backwards definitions onto people who simply opted for pretty. As VTubers fight a battle that's waged since they dared to play the best-selling video game of 2023, Hogwarts Legacy, we gamers are forced to bow, thanking you for your service, being a lightning rod to split the attention of these degenerate narcissists who desperately wanted to keep pushing surgery and hormone blockers on kids. Here are the 12 upcoming games Kyle considers based because the women can be pretty, which means fun is also on the table. Comment a game that you used to like that got censored or compromised with DEI garbage that, of course, only affected the female-shaped polygons. Number 10. Stellar Blade on PC. Easily the most exciting imminent release for me, as Stellar Blade on PC will of course bring mods. I was eager enough to make a video previously outlining who I believe should be modded first into the game, but I'll just quickly kind of summarize that with this image here. Hopefully this helps. Shift Up's attention to detail and ability to bring confident, graceful, and beautiful women to life made them a huge target for the alphabet cult, so triggered by biological women that even polygons in video games crossed a line. Had glorified ruler holders taken time out of their busy skirt-wearing schedule to talk about how problematic the female character design was, and if that wasn't enough, even striped shirt, baguette-loving IGN editor-in-chiefs needed to cry about how video game women is harming real women. Despite the cult's tears, Shift Up's CEO is now a billionaire thanks to Nikke Goddess of Victory and Stellar Blade, which will launch with a collaboration on PC on June 11th. Number 9. Silver Palace. I'll show you exactly what you need to see to understand why the upcoming game Silver Palace has people talking. Like the previous entry on this list, it effortlessly flexes its refusal to court DEI design, opting instead to appeal and immerse people in a Victorian escape. Whether flying through Tokyo drifting on your horse or riding the rails, the title and its unapologetically sexy waifus aim to kick the competition in the teeth, at least at a glance. In the same way ugly Western games are so repulsive that they can be summed up with the phrase, "look at it." Silver Palace appeals so hard that the same phrase can be applied in describing why it has people's attention. Number 8. Vindictus Defying Fate. Gaming's renaissance would not be possible without Chad developers like those comprising Vindictus Defying Fate's team. What they've brought to life is nothing short of enchanting, and in motion, the poetry of their animations help gameplay and combat mesmerize. I keep myself nice and unpopular so that when certain things track, it's irrefutable how effective they are at grabbing attention. And after suffering dozens of death threats for showing just how much this beauty contrasts westernized, forced, politically correct, ugly, surgery-scarred androgyny, it's pretty clear to me that this game is changing our industry by simply existing. Thank you, Vindictus, for genuinely defying fate and altering the course of gaming for the better. Less Concord design, more of this. Number 7. Tides of Annihilation. There's a great many Souls-likes coming down the pipes following in the footsteps of the few remaining greats in the industry, but the hack and slash appeal is the jelly to the beautiful woman peanut butter for asswipes like me, with titans, dragons, kick-ass armor, and wardrobe changes to keep our waifu stunning while she's stunting on these confused monsters whose pronouns we will tolerantly be selecting for them. This joins my collection of unapologetically charming games that need only play as well as they look to secure an audience and a future. Games in the last decade of gender politics poison have lacked the charisma and sickness that made them what boys might want to hang up as a poster on their goddamn wall. You know, the kind of thing that gets remembered as opposed to shut down in less than 2 weeks. But if games like Tides of Annihilation play their cards right, they could be, no pun intended, giants. Number 6. Crimson Desert. Of all the games on this list, I've done the worst job containing my excitement for this one. Initially, I was excited for Doke V. That floored me, looking ripped right from my inner child's imagination and what I hoped Pokemon might look like by now. But Pearl Abyss, the developers behind Black Desert Online, have an absolutely gorgeous and show-stopping RPG that can be summed up, again, with the phrase, "look at it." In a past video, I reiterated that if many of these games simply look the way they're shown, with the weight of the combat, the scale of this world, the variety in the gameplay, and the attention to detail down to animations on horseback, dragon riding, and even picking up a damn bounty off a freaking board, this shit right here scratches an itch that gamers didn't know they had, and more importantly, didn't think developers remembered how to reach for. If Pearl Abyss sticks this landing, they're at the top of my list of developers to watch. Yes, above From Software, MiHoYo, Rockstar, whatever you want to say. If I may be blunt, Halo died in my lifetime. Call of Duty died in my lifetime. Mortal Kombat, the reason for the ESRB rating system, why mature exists, died in my lifetime. And I just like seeing people served. And no, not the burnt food that agendas and woke Western games have weighed down, anchored, and buried what used to be escapes into fantastic fantasy, fun, fulfilling worlds where the only limit was imagination. Activists are too busy injecting vitiligo, non-binary wheelchair entities, and humanizing orcs and demons for political lectures to allow audiences the one thing they deserve with something they paid for: fun. But maybe in the next Insomniac Spider-Man game, we can play not only as one Spider-Man's girlfriend, but another Spider-Man's girlfriend, and maybe even a Spider-Man's boyfriend, because everybody needs to be gay, and they're going to rewrite a language for Latinx. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. That's what you want, right? You're gay, right? That's what they think about. You're gay, right? You guys are gay, right?
What is a video game trope that you want to get rid of?
Heterosexuality. More diversity would be great, but also I just want to see men kissing more.
Hell yeah.
I know what I want.
PC Gamer famously slandered Black Myth Wukong for not being diverse enough. I reiterate, the bar is so low that you could step over it, and I'm not sure that Pearl Abyss is even half aware of the fire that they've kindled in people when they show this Crimson Desert-ish to people. I pray games like Crimson Desert and their passionate and creative teams are free to nail down what I believe will change gaming. There are quite a few boss showcases already available on YouTube, the types of things that lazy developers these days would never show because that they don't have that much game on offer, even though they worked on the game for a decade. But this one has a lot to show, and I'll be watching it all like a hawk as we prepare for what's coming next. Number 5. Chrono Odyssey. A game that admittedly fell off our radar, as a great many things are shown to us and then never mentioned again for years, but one of the things that stood out in a big, delightful, and welcome way was the sex appeal in Chrono Odyssey, which whispers, following an investor call, that there may be a beta coming soon. It's easy to be skeptical observing what appears to be some of the most Unreal Engine gameplay to ever Unreal Engine, but the beta will provide answers to quench curiosity and the appetite that was wet with years-old trailers. If any of you would like to join me in that beta, go to Chrono Odyssey's Steam page and request access, and hopefully we can all get in and play together. MMO types are always tripping over their ambitions, and we'll be able to see together whether or not this can find its stride. Number 4, Azor Primeia. By the developers of Azur Lane, this jiggly waifu entry will include pocket-sized monsters to capture, train, and fight, naturally drawing comparisons to a little-known property owned by some people who aren't exactly frightened to sue the crap out of you if anything gets too popular within its genre. Here's hoping that there's no hidden patents that Azor Primeia infuriates Nintendo ninjas into enforcing, you know what I'm saying? It's been too long without an update on this one, so I'm eager to see what they have to show by the end of the year, especially now with GTA 6's delay having cleared the runway. Number 3, Phantom Blade Zero. This one holds a special place on this list as far as I'm concerned, because the other games all seem to lead with their big titty waifus, and what a selling point indeed, you know what I mean? You want to talk about making some damn money. But this one was so impressive and uncompromising in its style, kind of flair, polished animations, and impressive choreography that not including it would seem criminal. How it plays may be a different story, but as I said before, this, among the other games on this list, need only play the way that it looks, and we will be satisfied. Please meet 60 FPS. Oh, please put the FPS in my way. I have some more. Number 2, Mech Break. You know, I've played 2 betas for this game at this point, and I've been pleasantly surprised and appreciative that the attention to detail going into not only the mechs, but the jiggly waifus that you're getting to walk around as are just something that were a priority. Easily the mech fighter game I've always wanted and felt should exist for assholes like me to just jump in and play whenever we wanted to, but somehow it's not out yet, and the only worry for me is going to come at launch when we see whether or not those microtransactions take a weird pay-to-win or kind of pay-to-skip route. We don't want that. Cosmetic only microtransactions, you son of a bitch. Honorary mention on this list goes to Gears of War, Halo Master Chief Collection, and Metal Gear Solid, which of course are old games getting remastered. But because of that, just like Bethesda, I have to wonder: are you hiring nerds that are covering up statues of females because they're so problematic? Are you gonna tone down Cortana or make all the women just ugly or something? We can't even know with you people. So you're not a real entry on the list. What is an honorary? You're not even here, bro. You're not even here. Number 1 goes to Ananta, previously Project Mugen. It had me at big giantess waifu and, Spider-Man swinging. But its second trailer, taking heavy inspiration from GTA and leaning into the driving and kind of the random fun you can have in the city here. I've heard all kinds of AI going into playing pranks on random NPCs and taking their phones and seeing what they get up to. It's pretty crazy. It'll be exciting to see what developer Naked Rain has to offer. One can only hope that the developer name themselves for what they plan to make available to the player base. You know what I mean? Let those naked waifus just rain down upon us, man. You'd fit right in with the big D and big titty beta testers around here just sharpening their blades, waiting for some action. It's easy to outperform developers so triggered by biological women that they'd change clothing in a 20-year-old game. You're not special, you're not interesting, you're not creative, you are here to remaster something, but you think you need to put your stain on some shit? Fuck these modern audience developers, man. They would not be significant if not attached to a project by heterosexual men, their betters. Greater men than they, them could ever hope to be. But I digress. Did I include every anticipated game you might have considered base enough to allow women to be attractive? If not, then comment it below. Maybe if these get enough traction or enough likes, I will see about making a part 2 of this. A special thanks to all the patrons and sponsors. I thank you. Without you, this wouldn't be able to happen. Join the Discord, like the videos, follow on Twitter, and keep me informed of where the curvy girls are manifesting, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.